what we feed ourselves, how we treat our bodies, how healthy we practice habits that help us maintain that healthier self, mind, body, spirit, can actually either help a relationship or hinder a relationship. And the issues that we face along the way, the biochemical individuality, which if you don't know what that means, I will pop a link below into a video that explains it all. But effectively, your biochemical individuality includes those relationships. It includes trauma from the past. So if you're not addressing all facets of your health, then your relationship can suffer, whether it is between a romantic partner, your parents, your friends, your kids, it doesn't matter, your coworkers. These are all areas and relationships that can truly suffer just simply because you're not feeding yourself well, or you're not practicing stress management tools and exercises that are actually effective for you. There's a ton of them out there, but they might not be for you. You got to find the thing that matches you, right? We talk about this all the time. I harp on this stuff. So we're going to go into a deep dive on this today. All right. And then next week, we'll talk with Kim. Her name is Kim De Silva. She's a relationship mentor. And we'll get there. We'll go down that road next week. But this week, I kind of want to go over this a little bit with you, give you a little bit of tidbit of information to get you thinking and to get you to really look at your relationship patterns, the things that you do over the years. Are you reflecting one of the commercials? You've seen them. The hangry person turns into some sort of like animal. Oh, my favorite is animal because you guys, that's what I turn into when I get hungry is animal. And all he needs is this Snickers bar, right? Which really is just cue for, hey, you're hungry, get some food. Not a Snickers bar, preferably. Just putting that out there. And then once they eat, they're fine, right? They regulate their blood sugar. Well, this regulation of blood sugar affects so much within our body. It affects our metabolism. And not just for weight control, you guys. There are millions and millions of functions within our body that metabolize, okay? Nutrients have to be metabolized to be converted into usable forms. So when people say your metabolism is too low or your metabolism is too high, if they're only really talking about one area of your health when there's a ton of other areas. So we're going to kind of look at this, at least in terms of that functionality, from a more broad perspective today. Okay, so bear with me on this. We're not getting very specific into that. What we are going to get specific into is how these areas of our health, our mind, our body, and our spirit really do impact our relationships with ourselves and with others. All right, so let's go first into mindset. And I have a powerful thought for you. Your mindset sets the tone for your relationships. Now, let that sink in. Your mindset sets the tone for your relationships. Have you ever gotten into a fight with your partner or with a friend and you're like, that's it, I'm out. Peace. I am a runner. Okay, wait, back up. I am a recovering runner. Brian and I have been together for 10 years. So it's safe to say I am a recovering runner. I am famous for dating somebody and famous among my friends. Let me clarify that. For dating somebody and then something happens and I'm like, peace out. And looking back on it, half of those times I was hungry. And my mind was not in a place where I actually wanted a relationship. I was lonely and just wanted to hang out with somebody. So the minute they did something that pissed me off, I was done. And that had a lot more to do with my stress management at the time. You know, I had periods of my life, and I'm sure you do too, where your stress management is on point and areas where your stress management is not on point. It's like it's just hitting you blow after blow after blow, and you just can't keep up, right? All these things affect how we interact with other people and the way that we either nurture or destroy relationships. And I know that's being dramatic, but it's actual real truth. This is the first time I've been in a relationship where the two of us have said from the get-go, I do not want short-term. I want long-term. When I get married, it is for life. Now, I did not actually need a piece of paper. Brian did. This is a reverse situation here, people. But since we've gotten that piece of paper, it's been a completely different mindset between the two of us. Anything that we go through together. That is not typical, or it's not typically what I hear. I love hearing it, but it's not typically what I hear. And I'm not saying you can't have that. You can't. Everybody can have that. But it comes with some health practices within your relationship, which I'm not an expert at, so we're not talking about that. But within yourself as well. You have to have a very healthy relationship with you and with the things that you do every single day, the things you practice every single day to make sure that you're doing the most that you can and the best that you can to be healthier today than you were yesterday. Okay. So mindset is kind of like a magic wand. And I say kind of because it is kind of like a magic wand. If you can work on your mindset, so let's say you're struggling to stick with eating healthier foods, or you're struggling to work out, whichever thing you decided you were going to do first, it's a struggle. You can stick with it for a day, you can stick with it for a couple of days. I'm going to challenge you to do something. Take 30 days. Set yourself up for 30 days. And if that's too much, set it up for 7 days. Okay? And every day, I want you to do something that helps your mindset. A gratitude journal, breathing exercises, mantras, or prayers, depending on your beliefs. You can call them both, or call them either one. Things that will help you really just hit neutral within your mindset and uplift you. I like in the morning, my normal routine in the morning, when the boys have school and I don't have to take them. There are a few days that I take them to school. Most of the days I don't. So I get to wake up, we get to get the kids out, Brian gets to go to work. And then I have a good, maybe half an hour, sometimes an hour to just kind of sit for a minute. And when I'm able to just sit for a minute, that's when I have my cup of coffee. It's not the first thing in my mouth. Don't worry. I am living what I preach. But it is very nice to just sit with a hot cup of something that I have to actually sit. Now, if it was not hot, I would not sit there very well. That is my way. That's my brain trick, my magic wand to get me to just sit and breathe for a minute. And there are most days where I journal, I write down my to-do list for the day, anything that's in my head, I write it down to get it out of my head. And then I start working. Now, I have tried getting up, working out, doing all of that. But over my training years, I always trained myself in the afternoons when they have breaks. Because they train 12 and 2 or 1 and 3. We always had breaks because people were off doing their thing. It's lunchtime. We didn't usually have clients, or I didn't at least, sometime between about 12 to 2 or 1 to 3. So I would always use that time and work out. I didn't want to leave the gym and go home and then come back. It kind of seemed pointless. So I would just stay and I would work out. And I established this routine in my brain, and I've come to realize that I love working out in the afternoon. It jazzes me up and energizes me, and I stick with it easier than working out first thing in the morning or working out in the evening. So my morning routine does not include exercise. If exercise jazzes you up, it is a great way to start the day or your mind. Even if all you did was 5 to 10 minutes, it only takes 5 minutes to release those endorphins and to kick up that ADP process. Okay? All of these things are for recovery. And what they do is they help your body recover and feel like it is working more efficiently and more effectively, which our brain loves because those signals indicate health. And our subconscious is always gearing towards optimal health. When it feels like it has reached optimal health, or is at least on the path to optimal health, then it's healthier, but it's happier. And happier means a more balanced mindset, something that's a little bit more positive. You're open to growth. And what growth means, at least when I say it, is you're open to interactions with other people. You're open to the energies of other people. And being in that state keeps you, for the most part, from overreacting, from reacting because your blood sugar has dropped. When you exercise, when you do mindset exercises in the morning, even if it's not physical, when you have a relaxing routine that helps you just kind of start the day without hit the ground running, which I get it, sometimes that's not possible. But I'm telling you guys, if there's any way for you to just give yourself an extra 5 minutes in that morning before anybody gets up, do it. Because your mind is your greatest asset in so many ways. If your mindset isn't there, you're not going to want to do the exercise. You're not going to want to eat healthy. When you feel like crap, you don't want to do any of that stuff. So if you can give yourself a good 5 minutes to kick off the day with a little bit of ease, even if it's not first thing, I don't get it first thing. We're still not in a place where the boys are reliable at getting up at the same time. And no matter what, it never fails. We set our alarm for 5. One of us will. We wake each other up. But the boys are already awake. One of the two are already awake. So it's right now, there's just not that stability. So we each have to get our quiet time at some point in the day. Brian goes off in the morning. I take care of getting the boys ready. So he can have some me time. He can get ready for work. He can do what he needs to do. And then when they're out the door, that's my me time. You got to make it work where it's going to work. And for a while there, when we first brought the boys home, it felt like we didn't have any me time. And we finally reached a point where we're like, all right, wait, we can have some time when they're sleeping. So if you're struggling with those first few months after having a kid, or, some major event in your life where everything's kind of shifted completely, then give yourself 5 minutes somewhere. I don't care. Go into the bathroom. Hide yourself in the bathroom if you have to. But give yourself that 5 minutes to do something, because it does release endorphins. It does help you help yourself. Your conscious brain is now supporting your subconscious brain. And when your subconscious brain feels supportive, then everything else works much, much better. When it works much better, you are a happier person. And your blood sugar stays regulated. Kind of crazy how it all happens. But when you feel happier and healthier, you actually crave more of a healthier diet. You're not going to crave the chips and the ice cream. You're going to crave something else. You may not know what it is at the beginning, but you're craving something else. So I really want you to look at your mindset and wrap your brain around whatever you can do to really just help and infuse some positivity into your day. Because that, down the line, helps you have better, healthier relationships. And if you're in a challenging position, because I was married to a narcissist, he was very abusive. And I know there are moments in our life where you're going to listen to me. And if this sounds like you and you think it's impossible, give yourself 5 minutes a day. Just give yourself 5 minutes a day. Like I said, hide yourself in the bathroom if you have to. And give yourself a little me time. This may not take anything away from today, but long term, it most definitely makes life easier and happier. And you find your path. It's not easy leaving an abuser. It's not. I will never say it is. And you never really get over it. You just manage it better. And we're going down a rabbit hole here. But I just want to make sure that you guys know that if this is something that you're dealing with, still take those 5 minutes a day. Because there is something you can control in your world. And this is it. If you can't write something down for fear of having someone find it, say it. Just say it. Even if you whisper it so nobody else hears it, say it. Get it out of your head. Speak it. And if you need something to say this. I am loved. I am safe. I am me. I am strong. I am confident. There's a million mantras out there, but that one helped me a lot. So keep that one in mind. And keep this in mind too. One thing you really want to harp on is our optimal health, our health practices for every day, especially when it relates to our interactions with other people and with the nature and the surroundings or the organisms around us. It doesn't start with what you put in your mouth. It doesn't start with emotion. It starts with your mind. And when you can put something very small and minimal into your day to help you improve your mindset, then ultimately what happens is down the line, you're going to improve your blood sugar regulation. Blood sugar regulation is really just one of the main areas that you should pay attention to when you're struggling with a relationship of any kind. Because the last thing you want is to have your blood sugar issues or your partner's or the other person's blood sugar issues to be so out of whack that neither one of you realize that the issues between you are miscommunication stemming from something like this. It happens all the time. And it's something that if you're alert and you are aware of it and you're mindful, you can pay attention and you can make some minor changes throughout your day. Now, since we harped on mindset so much, let's go over nutrition and stress management a little bit. Because those are still important for blood sugar, but in reality, mindset, that is the key. Your mindset is the key to a healthy, happy relationship with yourself and anybody else. You can modify that and you can help yourself with a healthier diet. But if you're not really feeling it, there's a couple of things that you can do. So now, you guys know I harp on hydration all the freaking time because none of us drink enough water. And those of us that think we're drinking enough water are either not or we're over hydrating ourselves. And our body is not absorbing the hydration that it needs. So then we're still we're in dehydration mode because our body is flushing out more than it is taking in. And you're setting yourself up for trauma. You're setting yourself up for something that can be very traumatic and very harmful to your health and your livelihood. So, hydration, there are a couple of different places that you can get it. And here's the joy of this, is the plants that have the most hydration are also the plants that make our brain happy. Happy brain, happy gut, happy self. Make sense? Happy gut, watermelon, cucumber, avocado, dark leafy greens, lemon, oranges, apples, broccoli, cauliflower. Are you noticing a trend? Healthy fats in your seeds and your nuts. Pumpkin seeds, by the way, have the highest volume of protein. So if you're looking at, plant-based foods and go, well, I'm not going to get enough protein if I eat 80% plants. Well, yeah, you kind of are. Because plants all have the protein in it. But what they also have is water. So because they have this water, they help your body hydrate and actually absorb the water that you're giving it. And you get fiber, which makes your gut very, very healthy and happy. And then the micronutrients within the plants are sent all over your body, and your brain has this nice little party. If all you did was have half a cup of fruit or vegetables at each meal or snack, your brain would actually take over after about 10 days. And you would start craving more and more. Not only that, you would want to eat that before you ate the burger and fries. It is crazy how it works. Now, saying about 10 days. Some people it's lasted actually a little bit longer than that. But in reality, 21 days to 12 weeks, I have seen people go from 100% processed diet, feeling miserable, depressed, horrible relationships because they feel like crap. And I have seen mean people, you guys. Oh my gosh. I had one girl, I tried to actually quit. I did. Um, I felt like she and I weren't a match, that whatever was going on with her, I couldn't handle as a coach. I didn't have that space for her. And I felt like somebody more seasoned would be better fit. My boss didn't let me quit. She did not let me quit. She told me it was me or nothing, and that's it. And I'm really glad that she did, because once we got her off the 100% processed food, which, by the way, literally 10 days in, she is like the epitome of my average here. 10 days in, she told me that when she went to get her lunch, which everything she ate was processed, by the way, everything she ate was from fast food. She went to get her lunch, and instead of just fries, she ordered a burger, her fries, and a salad. And not only did she do that, when she sat down, she ate the salad first. And when I tell you that her demeanor, her self-worth, the way that she viewed herself in the world dramatically improved, it was like a complete 180. It was phenomenal to see. And that was probably one of the first times that I really, really got how crucial mindset and nutrition are. Because once she started feeling a little bit better, she started to have a more positive mindset. She started to look at herself and the world a little bit differently. Her stress management went up and improved. She no longer felt like the world was out to get her. She felt more in control, more in charge. And ladies, I'm telling you, when we feel like we are in charge, we are unstoppable. And by feeling like you're unstoppable, your brain starts doing healthier and healthier things. It starts communicating with your gut. And this gut-brain communication that happens starts triggering cravings for the foods that provide you hydration. Because hydrating foods equal happy foods. Happy foods feed happy brains, happy guts, happy bodies. And what ends up happening is you end up in a healthier mindset instinctively. It just happens. And I don't really, besides falling into a whole geek out session with you, and we're not going there today, but besides falling into a complete geek out session with you on this topic, this natural process, these brain games, what I've been calling brain games for years, that you can play with yourself, really truly help you improve your health and improve your well-being. Improve your health and improve your well-being. Well, when you improve your well-being, you improve your outlook on life, you improve the way that you look at yourself and others. And as such, that automatically starts improving your relationship. Whether it's you have multiple ones that you're struggling with, your part in that relationship becomes healthier. And stable relationships, healthy relationships, are ones where both parties are doing this. We struggle with so much in this country, so much activity in this country. Especially nowadays, it seems like it's just running rampant. It's heart-wrenching. If we each just did one tiny little thing every day to help our health, to help improve our health, we would dramatically improve the negativity that seems to just be coating us. And, it might be just your little bubble. But if your little bubble improves and somebody sees it, and then that somebody asks you what you did, or they're just kind of paying attention, they're noticing little things, right? And they start doing it, and then your bubble spreads, and then that person's bubble spreads. And now, instead of just one of you running around with a positive bubble, now there's like 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 or like a million of us running around in these little bubbles, practicing healthier habits, because we want happier, healthier lives. I want a life where I feel, and this sounds really corny, but I want a life where I feel wild, where I feel free, where I feel healthy, where I can do the things that I want to do. And that includes making sure I'm nurturing my relationships by nurturing me. So now that we have that out of the way, I hope you learned a little bit of something today. And I really do hope you take those 5 minutes out of your day, practice a little bit of mindset, try and figure out, take your first 5 minutes. If you're not sure where to go with this, take your first 5 minutes, do this today or do this tomorrow. And actually, no. When we are done here today, take 5 minutes, your next 5-minute slot. And I want you to write down 3 things that you can do easily, quickly, and be done in 5 minutes. I don't care if it's just breathing, but write those 3 things down and do one of them. And then tomorrow, do one of the 3. And just keep that going. See how long you can keep that trend going. And then come on back here and tell me what you think. If you're open to it, share what you did. I would love to hear the things that you're doing to help your mindset, because I know what works for me. I know what works for clients. But this is always a journey of discovery. And with each new client, I find one more new thing to include in my list of mindset and health. So please come on back. I would love to hear what you have to say. Keep practicing. And next week, we're going to talk with Kim DeSilva. She is the relationship mentor that I mentioned earlier. Got a great episode for you guys. She focuses specifically on how regulating your blood sugar can truly impact your relationships. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into the relationship side. We're going to talk about some self-care. We're going to talk about some diet and nutrition, and we're going to talk about kids. And it is a juicy one. So come on back here. If this appeals to you, this is the kind of topic that we are talking about from now through the end of the year. We are going to focus on improving life, stress management, sleep, eating better, not letting life get to you, which is really the overall principle, not letting life get into you. We are in a phase where we're shifting seasons from summer to fall, and then we'll be shifting from fall through to winter. Join us for our retreat in October. Links will be below, and I will give you more details next week. I'll chat with you guys later, and you know the deal. Hit the notifications, hit the bell, subscribe, all that good stuff. And once we get through Kim's episode, it will be right here. So I will chat with you guys later. Have a wonderful day. I forgot my cup today, so we're going to cheers with the kids' cup.